Hey guys, this is Rosen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And for today's movie review, this is my final James Cameron review leading up to Avatar: The Way of Water. And if you're new to my channel, I did review the first Avatar on my channel, so link is in the description below of my Avatar one movie review. I saw Avatar in theaters during the re-release, and I actually did a full review of it. So I think it's good enough. I don't need to do a reader review of Avatar. So yeah. So yeah, this final James Cameron review that I'll be doing is pretty much one that's pretty much his most successful film. Yes, Avatar may Avatar may be the highest grossing movie of all time, but Titanic is pretty much Titanic not only made history as the first movie to gross $2 billion at the box office, but it won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture, and also James Cameron himself won Best Director. So this movie I'm referring to, y'all could already tell by now, it's Titanic. So Titanic came out in the year 1997, the same year as Good Will Hunting, Man in Black, and Hercules, and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, Kathy Bates, Bill Paxton, and some other actors who I don't really know that much. Basically, the plot for this movie is about Jack Dawson, who is a poor man, but he won this gamble or something like that to go on board the Titanic, but then the lower class level. While on board the Titanic, Jack meets Rose, but Rose is pretty much controlled by her fiance Cal Hockley and her mom. They told her not to go near Jack, but Rose's life changed when she met Jack. Rose nearly committed suicide, but then Jack saved her life and pretty much not only saved her life from suicide, but pretty much like what I said, changed her life. And and this movie is essentially like a romance between fictional characters in a historical setting. So this movie pretty much takes half of the 3 hour and 50 minute runtime and spend time with the destruction of the Titanic while Jack and Rose must escape. So that's the plot. I think I explained the Titanic's success earlier. I mean, this movie won. But this movie made the first was the first movie to ever receive a $2 billion. It was the highest grossing movie of all time for like 12 years. Or I don't know when Avatar became the highest grossing movie of all time, but yeah, since then Titanic pretty much was the most successful movie. And I mean, Avatar didn't really win Best Picture, even if I wish it did. Either that or Inglorious Bastards. And Inglorious Bastards, my favorite movie, 2009. Um, and yeah, although I think you probably know, if you don't know, I'm not really a big fan of romance movies. I always don't really consider romance movies to be like the best. I mean, I like some romance movies, some, but there are others I just find boring and cheesy and just pretty much follows the same exact formula. But with Titanic, on the other hand, I mean, it's pretty much one of the better romance movies out there. Titanic is a freaking masterpiece. This movie absolutely deserves all the praise it gets, and all the awards it gets. I don't know how this movie has its haters. Yeah, this movie unfortunately does have its haters who just say this movie is overrated. But honestly, I feel like they're just biased against James Cameron's successes. Whenever like James Cameron has like a movie that breaks the record as the highest grossing movie, people just instantly hate it. And I don't know how people think James Cameron is like an overrated director, because James Cameron is probably my second favorite director, second only behind Chris Buck and Jeffrey Lee. And yes, I actually now prefer um, James Cameron over Christopher Nolan, and that's right because James Cameron is a freaking genius. He knows how to make blockbusters and epics and visuals like this, and Titanic is pretty much the definition of all of them. This is certainly one of his best films. Although I kind of enjoy Terminator 2 more, Judgment Day. I mean, I'm actually not. Yeah, it actually goes back and forth to me. Between which is better, this or Terminator 2. Now, yes, I rewatched Titanic yesterday, and I pretty much I've been thinking about it lately. Because it's like almost 24 hours after I saw Titanic. Like, pretty much right now as I'm recording this, 24 hours since I rewatched Titanic. I was in a Christmas party earlier, so and I had a lot of time to think about this movie. Think if it's the best James Cameron movie or second best. I think this is the most well made of James Cameron's movies easily. I mean, you can tell the awards. I mean, this movie has like some of the best effort put into it. It has some of the best directing, some of the best acting. And I mean, probably like, and it's just wow. So a lot of factors. I find Terminator 2 more entertainment. I think that, yeah, Terminator 2 is more entertaining personally. I just enjoy Terminator 2 more because Terminator 2 is like one of the best and most structured action movies, and it's just kicks so much ass. So if I were to like choose one to rewatch between Terminator 2 and Titanic, I would say Terminator 2. But again, Titanic is the best made James Cameron movie, and I think they're both like one spot apart from like in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. But yeah, Titanic. Yeah, I certainly don't get why people say this movie is overrated. I think this movie is just perfect on every single level. There's not a single thing I would change here. It's just that it's not really that rewatchable. I don't think I'll rewatch this on its 25th anniversary next week. And yes, people, this movie does celebrate its 25th anniversary on Monday, December 19th. I don't really intend on rewatching this because it's not like the most rewatchable, but it is like one movie that just, I love it. It's perfect in every single way possible. And yeah, so now let's get into why I love Titanic so much. First and foremost, we'll save like the best part for last. I want to put like every single aspect on here, but come on, let's be real here. I mean, you all know how good this movie is. I mean, those who praise this movie actually they know what makes this movie good, and I have pretty much have the same thoughts as them. This is my second favorite Best Picture winner, second only behind well, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I think Return of the King is the unbeatable Best Picture winner, but Titanic is a close second. I mean, they said in Return of the King they show that blockbusters can win Best Picture, and there's a reason why people still like talk about Titanic to this day, and I wonder how it's gonna go like 25 years in its 25th anniversary next week, but. Yeah, I mean the performances from Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet are just wow. Like, what an excellent performance. I mean, you all know that I'm a Leonardo DiCaprio fan. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, I mean, Inception is the best Leonardo DiCaprio movie. There's no competition about it, and but I think this might be his best performance. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in the session was amazing, but I want to say it's one of like the best things about this film. But I think this one, yeah, it's his best performance. I mean, it's just, I think it's just Oscar worthy. I mean, I don't know if he got a nomination for it or if he won. But yeah, I mean, since there's like 11 best no I think oh yeah Leonardo DiCaprio was not unfortunately, but that's fine I guess because he's not a standout. But I love Jack's character. I love like he's like a very that's the reason why people consider him a very iconic character because he really I mean people really care about him. And of course, well, his death scene in the end of the movie really made me sob, and I'm not the only one. I mean, even to this day, I still cry at Jack's death. It's just so sad. But Rose is hands down the best character in the movie. By far. Probably my probably one of my favorite characters. Probably right now my favorite character in the James Cameron movie. I mean, Rose is just beautiful and really like I love her character. I mean, there's like this overprotective parent and fiance. They'll try not to have her be with the man she loves. I mean, it's pretty much cliche now in other romance movies, but I kind of this one is like probably one of the first movies to use that cliche. So, and it wasn't really a cliche at the time, so I totally forgive it. I don't really want to call like classic movies out for being cliche, but they're not really. they're like one of the first movies to use the cliche, but romance movies are usually cliche now. I mean, and then as for the other characters, Cal Hockley, Cal is a great villain. I mean, a really, actually, I think it's an underrated villain. Like no one gives him credit. I mean, and we also got the older Rose, who is also nearly as good as Kate Winslet, and is honestly, I'm not really a fan of Kate Winslet. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Kate Winslet, but I think this is her best performance, and it's not even close. Yeah, Kate Winslet, she's not even close to being one of my favorite actresses, certainly, but yeah, I think she should have won Best Actress. Yeah, it wasn't one of the movies, the ones that Titanic won. But and I like the researchers. I like the parents and supporting characters are great, but it's Jack and especially Rose who steal the movie, who steal the movie for me. The Titanic scene is, I mean, the visuals are absolutely realistic. Some of the most realistic movie the most realistic things ever put to film. Period. Um Everybody from there. I mean, the boat itself, the design of Titanic. I mean, it's pretty much done with visuals, but how they do it, it's like it looks so real. I mean, I heard it was pretty much visualized, but it looks like the actual Titanic, and this movie pretty much perfectly captures the tragedy of the Titanic sinking while while not disrespecting unlike disrespecting the people who died in this tragedy, well, unlike a certain animated rip-off movie, which we do not talk about, and yeah, I'll get to the part a lot later, but I mean, yeah, I mean the boat is gorgeous, and the shots on every single frame, yes, cinematography wise, well, I mean, I think everyone knows like how iconic, like the scene with the when Rose is like I'm flying, and then like Jack holds him by the waist, and then like both of them are like in the front, standing in the front of the boat. I mean, everyone knows how iconic that scene is. It's certainly one of the best scenes. Not my favorite scene, but I can understand people think this is the best scene. Now, and yes, Jack and Rose are easily top five. Are they're top five characters, romance characters ever. Like fictional couples. I mean, up there with like Christoph and Anna, Lucas and Max from Stranger Things, Miguel and Sam from Cobra Kai, and there's one more I forgot. Oh yeah, Peter and MJ in the MCU. I think yeah, those are my four favorites, but Jack and Rose are easily number five for me. Yeah, I mean you just really feel their romance, and yeah, I mean. Okay, well, so yes, the first 90 minutes of the movie mainly focuses on their romance, and like I said, I do get bored with romances, but this one I was never bored throughout. Like I was invested all the way through, um, invested all the way through, with their romance, and even if it's mostly them running around the ship. I mean, you really do feel their motives, and I just wow. And then we get to the highlight of the movie. It's not the romance part in the night. It's the second half of the movie, the ship sinking. Yeah, wow. I mean, there's a reason why this movie is 3 hours because it really does. They don't want to rush the. I mean, the reason why this movie is 3 hours long is because they really needed to take their time. I mean, to develop Jack and Rose, and then they also needed to take their time to capture almost every single moment of the disaster of the sinking ship. And man, let me tell you all right now, the sinking ship was easily the highlight of the film. Like, it's not rushed and it's not slow. It's perfectly paced. This yeah, James Cameron is a genius because he actually did, like, you can see like how much research was put into the movie. You know that James Cameron really like wanted to honor the people, um wanted to honor the people who died in the real event of the Titanic, and it's all about which is perfectionist and plus the stakes they're just amazing. I mean we've seen so many crappy disaster movies. I mean disaster it's not even a good genre. I mean it's not even that good of a genre, but by far and away the best disaster movie, the best depiction of disaster. Maybe I should have picked this movie when I did my this for disaster class like disaster management class and like that or whatever you call it in school. Yeah, we had a class about disaster and we had to like watch a movie to critique the disaster. I think this movie could have been a great choice. But yeah, of course, well, you all know that that Titanic crashes in an iceberg, and yeah, I mean, which pretty much causes like the breaking of the Titanic and then almost sinking, and then pretty much every moment of the like seeing all like everyone like trying to escape, and especially Jack and Rose. I mean, you really like feel the suspense. I mean, yes, this movie is suspense as well because you know Cal is just evil and an evil bastard who would like who pretty much tries to trap Jack in the sink and Rose must save him and yeah Cal he pretty much wants him dead in his dead left in on the ship and you really see everyone die and yeah I mean the way that he shoots the thing sinking and the visuals of it just beautiful. I mean and yeah, it kind of sucks that they also did kill off the captain, but I kind of saw it coming personally. I killing off the captain, I saw it like coming, and the final like act, seeing Jack and Rose actually jump off the ship together, just wow. And then we get to like what I said, the sad part with Jack's death, which really hit me deep here, really emotional stuff, man. And yes, Rose is still like alive later on, like pretty much telling like the researchers that his her story. The researchers pretty much Bill Paxton and his crew, and man, I mean, I love that this movie is from was whole based on the perspective of, like someone's experience, like taking place in modern times, like as if like this like I said, they portray Rose as if like she's a real character, even though she is clearly a fictional character. And of course, I cannot like, of course, well, I need to talk about the song "My Heart Will Go On." Just top five songs of the 1990s. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite songs of all time, but like, man, what a beautiful song. And yeah, I heard Titanic comes out on February 2021 re-release, like you know, just like how James Cameron re-released Avatar. I don't know if I'll have time to rewatch Titanic in theaters, but I'd be down to rewatch this film in theaters if I have time. Comes out like February 10th, which is like a week after Babylon comes out in theaters in my area. Even though I might watch a movie online, and it comes out a week before Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, which is easily my most anticipated movie of February. I'd be down to see this movie in the big screen if possible. I won't. I'm not. Although I'm not really as much in a rush of it as I am with Avatar. So overall, Titanic is an absolute masterpiece of James Cameron film. It is certainly one of his best films, next to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Of course, well, I still gotta decide which one's my favorite. Actually, even though I think even though I prefer Terminator 2 Judgment Day right now, I still gonna like think I'm still gonna go have a little further thoughts on which is my favorite James Cameron movie. And I mean you'll see in my ranking of James Cameron movies which James Cameron movie is better of the in the 1990s. But yeah, Titanic is pretty much one of the greatest romance movies of all time. Now I think um, La La Land might be my favorite, might still be my favorite romance movie, but I'll think about it. It's either this or La La Land. But right now in my head, La La Land's my favorite. You know, yeah, La La Land is my favorite romance movie of all time, but Titanic is a close second. And this is easily the best movie in 1997, and no other movies from the year come close. And it is certainly my second favorite Best Picture winner, second only behind Return of the King. And yes, people, I'm gonna do a top 10 favorite Best Picture winners for the next Oscars, including like the Oscar winner if it's something that would make the top 10. But yeah, yeah, I love Titanic. And yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Titanic Absolutely 10 out of 10. Wow, that was a lot of fun talking about Titanic. I'm starting to think that this might be the best James Cameron movie, but um, I'm starting to think like even talking about it, I just yeah, but I'll still give it further thought. So yeah, but um, even though which one is the best, either even though like either one of the two movies, that's very debatable. Is the ends up being the best. I'm very sure Avatar: The Way of Water will be the legit best James Cameron movie ever made. So also for my review of Titanic, what is your opinion on Titanic? Do you think the movie is overrated, or do you agree me that this movie is a masterpiece and deserves the Best Picture win? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yes, people, that's the final review of my James Cameron marathon. I'm gonna be rewatching Avatar one on Disney Plus, like after like once I upload this review on my channel. Um, I won't reveal any more because I did back in September. Stay tuned for my trailer reaction to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, my most anticipated movie of next year. Stay tuned for my reaction to the Golden Globes nominations, like the latest one, and stay tuned for my review of Avatar: The Way of Water and my James Cameron rank, followed by my James Cameron rankings. So yeah, bye guys.